Have you ever wondered what would happen if you listened to wisdom? Not once, but every single day. Most people wake up and live the same story again and again. The same worries, the same emotions, the same reactions. But Master Shi Heng Yi reminds us, change begins the moment awareness awakens. You don't need a miracle to transform your life. Only presence, one conscious breath, one clear intention. That is where a new path begins. So right now, take a deep breath. Let go of what you were holding on to and choose to begin again, here, in this moment. If these words touch your heart, take a second to like this video, subscribe, and watch it every morning. Let this be your daily reminder. Peace, strength, and clarity are already within you, waiting to be remembered. Chapter 2. The Core Teaching of Shi Heng Yi Master. Shi Heng Yi teaches that transformation is not something we wait for. It is something we cultivate. Real change begins in the smallest moments, in how we breathe, in how we think, in how we respond to life when no one is watching. He says that every thought is a seed, and each seed shapes the garden of our life. If we continue to plant the same thoughts of fear, anger, or doubt, then it is no surprise when the same situations grow again and again. But when we choose awareness, when we pause and breathe before reacting, we begin to plant new seeds of peace, of patience, of understanding. The Master reminds us that the mind is like a mirror. When it is clouded by constant noise and judgment, we can't see reality as it truly is. But if we clean the mirror a little each day, through silence, meditation, or simply by paying attention, clarity returns. The world hasn't changed. It is our perception that becomes clear. He often says, "You do not control the waves, but you can learn how to surf." This means that life will always bring challenges, but suffering only deepens when we resist what is. The more we fight against life, the more exhausted we become. But when we accept the moment as it is, something inside softens, the heart opens, wisdom begins to flow naturally. So instead of asking, "When will my life change?" the question becomes, "When will I start living differently?" This is the essence of his teaching. Not to seek peace outside, but to recognize it within. Every morning as you return to this practice, remember, transformation is not found in intensity, but in consistency. A few minutes of awareness each day can shift the entire direction of your life. Because what you repeat, you become. And what you practice in silence today becomes your strength tomorrow. Chapter 3. The Power of Silence. Silence is not emptiness. It is presence. In the teachings of Shi Heng Yi, silence is described as the highest form of wisdom, because in silence, we stop chasing answers and begin to hear them. The world around us is filled with noise, conversations, news, thoughts that never rest. But within us, there is a quiet space untouched by all of that. When we learn to return there, we rediscover who we truly are. The Master often says that the most powerful practice is to sit quietly, even for a few minutes, and simply observe. Not to judge, not to control, but to witness. In that moment of observation, something shifts. The mind softens, the breath deepens, and we begin to see that our thoughts are like clouds drifting through an endless sky. They come and go, but the sky remains. That sky is your true nature, vast, peaceful, and unchanging. Silence is not just the absence of sound. It's the space where transformation begins. In silence, pain is understood, confusion becomes clarity, and fear dissolves into peace. This is why the Master encourages us to practice stillness every day. He says, when you master silence, you master life. Because when your inner world is calm, no outer storm can disturb you. So each day, give yourself a few moments of sacred quiet. Sit, breathe, and listen. Not to the noise of your mind, but to the whisper of your soul. The more you honor that silence, the more it will speak to you. And in its gentle voice, you will find all the answers you've been seeking for years. Chapter 4. The Gentle Discipline of the Mind Discipline. In the way Master Shi Heng Yi teaches, is not a matter of strict control or self-punishment. It is an act of love. True discipline is the art of showing up for yourself, again and again, with patience and kindness. It is choosing awareness instead of distraction, calm instead of chaos, and growth instead of comfort. The Master often says, the body follows the mind, and the mind follows attention. When your attention is scattered, your life becomes scattered too. But when you bring awareness to a single moment, to your breath, to your walk, to the way you hold your cup of tea, that moment becomes sacred. In that instant, you are not surviving, you are living. Gentle discipline means waking up and giving your day direction, not through force, but through intention. It's about honoring small daily practices, stretching your body with awareness, taking mindful breaths before speaking, pausing before reacting. Each of these actions becomes a thread, weaving together a life of balance and inner peace. Shi Heng Yi reminds us that no great transformation comes overnight. A tree does not grow because it wishes to. It grows because it receives light, water, and time. In the same way, your practice, your patience, your quiet moments, they are the nourishment of your inner self. So when the mind tells you to give up, to skip your meditation, or to rush through your day, smile softly and remember, even one mindful breath is progress. Discipline, when done with compassion, is not a burden. It is liberation. It's the key that opens the gate between who you are and who you are meant to become. And as you continue this practice each day, your mind begins to serve you instead of rule you. Slowly, the noise fades, and peace becomes your natural state. That is the gentle power of true discipline, not to control life, but to move in harmony with it. Chapter 5. The Awakening of Body and Mind. In the Shaolin Path, the body is not seen as something separate from the mind. It is its reflection. Every movement of the body reveals the state of our inner world. When the body is tense, it mirrors resistance. When it flows, it reflects acceptance. Master Shi Heng Yi teaches that harmony between body and mind is the foundation of all spiritual practice. You cannot free the mind while ignoring the vessel that carries it. He often says, the way you move through space is the way you move through life. Each gesture, each breath, each step holds energy. When you move with awareness, you realign that energy. You begin to reconnect to yourself. This is why the Shaolin monks begin every day not with words, but with movement. Their training is not just physical. It is a moving meditation. Every slow, deliberate action purifies the mind as much as it strengthens the body. Your body stores emotions, memories, and energies that words cannot reach. Pain in the shoulders, heaviness in the chest, restlessness in the hands. These are often signs of thoughts and feelings that have not yet found release. When you breathe deeply, stretch with intention, or walk in silence, you allow those energies to flow again. You begin to heal from the inside out. Master Shi Heng Yi reminds us that awakening is not about achieving perfection. It's about reconnecting with the natural rhythm of life. When you honor your body through stillness and movement, you awaken the flow of energy that has been dormant. The mind becomes lighter, the breath becomes deeper, and peace begins to settle where tension once lived. So, each morning, before the world asks anything of you, take a moment to move consciously. Feel your feet touch the ground. Feel your breath guide your motion. Even the simplest movement done with awareness becomes sacred. For in that union of body and mind lies the door to true freedom, a freedom that cannot be given, only remembered. Chapter 6. The Invisible Obstacles. The greatest barriers in life are rarely the ones we can see. They are the invisible ones. The doubts, the fears, the stories we keep telling ourselves in silence. Master Shi Heng Yi reminds us that most people are not trapped by circumstances, but by their own unexamined thoughts. The real cage is built from within. He often says, "You are not what happens to you. You are what you choose to become through it." But the mind, when left unattended, repeats old beliefs. I'm too old to change. It's too late for me. I failed too many times. These thoughts, repeated quietly, form invisible chains. They keep us from moving, from opening, from truly living. In Buddhist philosophy, these mental barriers are called kleshas, the poisons of the mind. They are not enemies to fight, but signals to understand. Fear shows where we've lost trust. Anger reveals where we still carry pain. Attachment points to where we've mistaken temporary things for lasting peace. When we begin to see these inner patterns with awareness, they lose their power. Shi Heng Yi teaches that the path of wisdom is not about running away from pain, but walking through it with presence. Every difficulty carries a message. Every resistance hides a lesson. When you sit quietly and listen, even your suffering begins to guide you. It's as if life whispers, "This is where you must awaken." And so, the true practice is not to eliminate obstacles, but to recognize them as teachers. The person who hurt you, the plan that failed, the silence that felt heavy. All of these are mirrors, reflecting where your heart still seeks freedom. When you stop running and simply look within, something extraordinary happens. The wall becomes a doorway. You realize the obstacle was never blocking your path. It was your path. And as the Master says, once the mind understands, the heart becomes light again. So, if you feel lost or heavy, don't fight the darkness. Sit with it, breathe through it, and ask what it's trying to teach you. That simple act of awareness begins to dissolve everything that once felt impossible to overcome. Chapter 7. The Transformation. Through consistency, transformation does not happen in a single day. It unfolds like the sunrise, quietly, steadily, moment by moment. Master Shi Heng Yi reminds us that the most powerful practice is not the one we do perfectly, but the one we do consistently. It is the small, invisible acts. A few minutes of silence, a breath of awareness, a simple moment of gratitude that slowly reshape the soul. He often says, discipline is remembering what you want. Each time you return to your practice, even when you don't feel like it, you are reminding life of your direction. You are training your energy to flow toward clarity instead of confusion, peace instead of chaos. The power of constancy lies in its quiet persistence. It doesn't demand, it simply endures. Many people search for quick awakenings, sudden miracles or grand changes. But real transformation is gentle. It grows in silence, much like a seed under the earth. For a long time you may see nothing, yet something profound is happening beneath the surface. The mind is learning patience, the heart is learning trust, the soul is learning to wait without fear. Shi Heng Yi teaches that the true master is not the one who never falls, but the one who returns to the path again and again. Every day that you choose awareness, even for a moment, you strengthen the bridge between who you are and who you are becoming. You begin to see that progress isn't about doing more. It's about being present more deeply. Consistency turns wisdom into reality. What was once an idea becomes a habit, and what was once a habit becomes your nature. Over time, peace stops being something you seek. It becomes the space you live in. So if you wish to change your life, don't look for perfection. Look for presence. Do one small thing each day that brings you closer to yourself. Breathe, listen, walk, reflect, because when the practice becomes part of your rhythm, life itself transforms. Slowly, quietly, beautifully. Chapter 8. The Miracle of Simplicity. In the end, Master Shi Heng Yi reminds us that the greatest transformation is not found in complexity, but in simplicity. We spend so much of our lives searching for answers, for happiness, for meaning. And yet, everything we seek is already here, in this very moment. The miracle of life does not hide in distant mountains or in sacred temples. It lives in the breath you are taking right now, in the light that touches your face each morning, in the quiet beating of your heart. Simplicity is not about having less. It is about being more present. When the noise fades, when desires soften, when we stop chasing what we already are, peace naturally arises. In that simplicity, every ordinary moment becomes holy. A sip of tea, a gentle walk, a shared smile, all become gateways to awakening. Shi Heng Yi teaches that enlightenment is not an event. It is a lifestyle of awareness. It is the ability to see the sacred in the simple, the eternal in the ordinary. And when you live this way, gratitude becomes effortless. Even pain, loss, and change become teachers, guiding you gently toward understanding. So if you wish to change your life, you do not need to start somewhere far away. You need only start here. Sit for a moment in silence. Breathe softly. Feel the life moving through you. In this awareness, you are already becoming everything you were meant to be. As the Master says, peace is not something to reach. It is something to remember. And when you remember, even for a single breath, life changes completely. If these words have touched your heart, take a moment to like this video and share it with someone who may need peace today. Let this be your daily practice, a reminder to live simply, breathe deeply, and walk gently. And if you wish to continue your journey of awakening, watch the next video appearing on your screen, where we explore how the power of silence can heal everything you once thought was broken. See you there.